Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Episode 35 of the Best of Rivals podcast.
Yep.
It's Jordan J. Will with my boy D Bev. It's nothing but bants and rants on this podcast. It's what we do with some solid analysis as well.
I don't think our viewers or listeners really think that we have a lot of good analysis, Jay. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean you'll take it. Your team.
We took it.
Let's get straight
That
to
first
it.
half, Jay, we took it.
Down 2-0 to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
You were going in and you're worried about that game. We talked about it a little bit. Was it because you guys just aren't ready for games like that? You don't like playing competitors, who aren't on your level? Or is it just Pep? He just fucks up? What is it?
I don't really know. It's a great question. I know they gave us problems last season, and just again, terrible start. John Stones looks lost.
Mm-hmm.
Even the assist that he got was not really an assist. He shot it, miskicked it. I mean, he's such a liability, bro. Obviously, own goal.
Right.
I don't even know who scored the second goal, but it's like we look so lost. And even in the start of the second half, nothing really changed until a spark. Bernardo Silva, beautiful goal. Thank God we're keeping him because he scored two really, really important goals for us over the last two games.
He stays for a year and then the rumors come in again of is he going to Barcelona? It happens every single year with Bernardo Silva. It's kind of wild.
It is kind of wild, 100%.
But no, you mentioned second half things changed for you, and one of those things was Holland.
Yeah.
He steps up. He makes his name known. He's here in the Premier League now. Hat trick. What do you think?
Well, I saw this even when he wasn't scoring. I saw this, right? But everyone else who doesn't watch the damn games, they're like, "Oh, he's not ready. He's not going to transition to the league." Bro, this guy is an easy 25 goals this season if he's healthy. Easy.
This season, first season.
This season,
City,
first season, easy.
25 easy.
Yep.
So you got him as golden boot.
Yeah, I said that a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, it's what I expected. I told you this before. With Holland, it's the dude he's ready for City. He's built for the system. Now it's just they're all gelling. And last episode we were talking about two players that weren't really on the same wavelength in Holland and Foden. This game it looked like the exact opposite. It looked like Foden was looking at his mentions on Twitter. He saw what people were saying about him.
Bro, I told you. We said last week. Klopp watched the podcast. We said that Mark Goldbridge Phil Foden watched the podcast, bro. He was passing to Holland every chance he could get. Like it was beautiful. You can really see that their connection. Foden on the left, Holland down the middle. That's gonna be scary,
right? So exactly because we already have the KDB and Holland. Looks like connection. They have one established already.
Yeah. If
Phil gets one with Holland as well, it's like another layer for City that I think you guys need when you go up against like a Madrid or PSG in the Champions League.
Yeah,
it's something you're gonna need. That next level, that second gear. And speaking of that, the second gear. You talked about this player before, who I'm not too familiar with, and for the average fan, you may not be familiar with him as well. But Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
Speak on him about him to me, please. Like, let me know what's good with him.
Told you, bro. Like, potentially the next Aguero. Potentially. I don't want to go crazy.
I mean, I know he's from Argentina and everything.
I know he's small. I know from Argentina.
Right?
No. But seriously, like the way he plays, it's like he's got the movement that Raheem Sterling had, but you can tell he's like a little bit more technical on the ball.
Yeah.
He knows why he's making the runs. He works really well with Holland. He actually came on, bro. I had no idea what the formation was. It was just like 11 players. That was the formation. And yeah, he works really well. He can play off the wing. He can play in the middle with Holland. He can drop deep into like a number 10 role. Really, really, really interesting player. Sure, we know what Holland's going to give you. I think Julian Alvarez is going to really surprise people. I really do. And I don't think we got him for too much, like maybe 20, 30 mil. Nothing crazy.
So do you think there comes a point where a player like Jack Grealish has to worry about Alvarez maybe taking his spot in the rotation?
Well, I mean, Jack can't get in over Foden.
Right? We
He
know
can't
that.
get in over Bernardo Silva.
Right?
Mahrez isn't really favored that much, but he's nowhere near his level. And now you're talking about Alvarez.
That's a lot of money, though. That's a lot of money that you guys are wasting. And I wanna get some.
Are you talking, Jay?
No, listen.
We know what happened.
Hey,
What, an hour ago?
hey,
Wasting money?
Wait, we'll get there. Listen.
We did waste
I want to give some credit to the people on TikTok, those fans out there who say, they come at you because you come at Chelsea, you come at Liverpool for their signings, but you guys wasted all that money on Jack Grealish, who has not stepped up, who hasn't done a thing. He's a fraud. And the only reason why you guys aren't saying anything about it is because you guys are winning titles or a title in the Premier League. He's a fraud.
There's nothing you said that I don't agree with. What's the issue? Why are you coming at me?
No, because he's your player, bro.
I don't care if he's my player.
Together. Like it's sickening, bro.
I'm not trying to go crazy here, but I'm trying to make a great point. Mason Greenwood is still your player, correct?
Correct.
Mendy is still our player, I believe.
Yeah, correct.
We don't like those guys.
100%.
All right then. Case closed. Case closed. I do not like the way Jack Grealish plays. However, I don't blame him and for his performances as much as I do Pep.
Wow, really?
I've been saying this forever, Jay. No, Jay. There's no way that Pep's like, okay, stay on the wing, get the ball, pretend like you're going to do something, do absolutely nothing, and pass it back every single time. There's no way that Pep is like, why is Pep not doing something about that? Why is Pep not playing him in a different position? None of this has to do with Jack Grealish. He looks so uncomfortable every time he plays.
Yeah, bro, but even watching him play, it looks like the effort isn't there 100%.
I think the effort's there, bro. Maybe people overrated him at Aston Villa.
I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah, and then he had a decent Euros. I mean, again, I never thought he's worth 100 mil, but I think we're really seeing now that if he wasn't English, oh my God, he'd be gone.
It's easy to ball out on teams like Aston Villa, that level. But when you go to a bigger club and you really get like the spotlight, put on you, it's harder.
Yeah.
And I think we're clearly seeing that now with Jack Grealish. It's been way too many games. Like we talked about the Sancho. It took him a while to get used to Man United.
Yeah.
But you can clearly see now that he's a focal point with offense, attack. He seems like he's confident. I can't say the same for Grealish at all.
I agree. I remember last season we said, who's a bigger flop? I think at the time 100% Sancho, but that was mainly to how Ollie just wouldn't play him.
Yeah.
But this season so far, I mean, there's no question. There's no question that Jack Grealish is the number one guy.
If he loses his spot to this young boy Alvarez, man.
I still wouldn't say he was a bigger flop than Lukaku to Chelsea because that was, again, around the same price point. But Lukaku, they needed it. Like, we didn't need Grealish.
Yeah.
They needed Lukaku. So that was probably the bigger one, but still.
Well, it's funny. We're talking about Jack Grealish and just all the options that Man City has, at attack. Let's hop outside of the Premier League and go to the Champions League because that's what you guys want. Which team you think challenges you guys the most, gives you the most problems? On paper you guys are equals or they may be better than you. What's your opinion on that?
Well, you can't really disrespect Real Madrid because they just won.
Okay.
PSG, I'm just never afraid of PSG, especially now. Like, who cares about all that talent? Like, seriously, who cares? Maybe the new manager is like going to do something different. But bro, when you're playing a Premier League team and you're not giving 100% effort, your back's against the wall, bro. And that's what we saw Real Madrid. They gave 100% effort. If you look at PSG, half the team's walking around. No, not afraid of PSG. Bayern Munich's the only other team because their talent is ridiculous. So,
I think that's because PSG doesn't really have a leader. And it's funny.
They have Ramos.
Right. I was going to say, it's funny. They have Sergio Ramos, right, who's probably known as one of the greatest leaders ever. That was for Real Madrid, though. You can tell he doesn't care about the history at PSG. It's a money grab.
What history does PSG have?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You feel me? So there's nothing for him over there to really give into. And he's at a point in his career where he doesn't really want to compete like that anymore.
Yeah.
They need a young, aggressive, assertive leader. And I feel like Ramos is past that point, so he's not going to be that for him. But
But how do
they're
you do
missing him.
that? How do you do that when some other players on the team are making 400 grand a month, a week? Like that's ridiculous. How you gonna tell Messi, yo, start running?
So that's a good point. That is a good point.
And here's the thing: Mbappe should be the guy, but he looks like he's just trying to get goals. Doesn't really seem too interested in being a leader. And that's from the limited amount I've seen, whether it's a couple games in the league, whether that's Champions League. It just doesn't seem like a team that's threatening.
See, but that's what I mean. Like, there has to be a player there that holds them accountable, because you have Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. I feel like three of the most coddled, football players in the world. There needs to be someone else there that can put them in line and be like,
Verratti?
hey, yeah, kind of, but
Verratti's kind of.
Are you gonna listen to like you said?
Marquinhos is the guy.
Yes,
I believe
yes.
he's a captain.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Marquinhos is the guy.
There you go. He's getting a little older, but yeah, that's a good one. He is the guy they go to, the hard knock.
Yeah.
They listen to him. But I think that's what they're missing for the most part. Because when I watch PSG, compared to like a City, they have the talent clearly. It's there. But they don't look composed. They don't look like they're playing in sync. It just looks like free fall.
Yeah,
I'm going to get mine. You're going to get yours.
They're not going to recover the ball either. And what's difficult about a PSG situation, more so than a Bayern Munich, they're not playing difficult games week in, week out. In the Premier League, every game for the most part, except for the Liverpool-Bournemouth game, are extremely difficult, right?
Yeah.
Over there, bro, they're just coasting. They know they're going to win the league. They're playing guys who don't even know the names. There's no scouting report. There's no warm up to the game. Besides Lille, maybe Marseille.
Mm-hmm.
But come on.
Marseilles. I don't know if y'all remember that. I said that last episode.
Crazy.
A couple episodes ago. Crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, for me, it would be Madrid. That's the team that you guys have to worry about. And I mean, yeah, they beat you last year. They knocked you out. But let's be real. In terms of matching up for player to player in each position, it kind of goes back and forth,
Yeah.
They have you at the 9, Benzema. I'm putting him over Haaland. I don't know. How do you feel?
I mean, I think they're both great. I don't know if it really matters who's better because they're it's situational, right?
Okay.
Like, you
I like
give
this one.
you give a good service to Benzema, he's gonna score. You give a good service to Haaland, he's gonna score. So what's the difference?
But
the difference is Benzema can drop deep. He can play with the midfielders a little bit better. His hold up plays better. He's more intelligent. They both know how to make runs into the box really, really well. They both strike the ball really, really well.
Okay.
They both head the ball really, really well.
Okay.
So there's fine margins.
Who's the better creator too? It's Benzema, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's Benzema.
Right, exactly. So I think that's what puts him over Haaland, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not saying Haaland can't create, but to the extent like Benzema is pretty, effective and efficient.
Of course, but the question is, how much will that matter in the game?
Facts. True.
That's
True.
kind of the question.
Yeah. Solid point. Point.
So I'm not sitting here saying Benzema, whatever. I think that's not really where the game's going to be won or lost. You know what I mean? The game's going to be won or lost based on injuries. If we don't have Ake and Diaz, both, we're screwed. Stones can't do it. Laporte's way too slow. So if we don't have our best, fastest, strongest center backs, we're going to be in trouble.
That may be something you need to talk to Pep about. Your next
I might give him a call. I might give him a call tonight. Yeah. No, serious point though. We really should have got Koulibaly. Why not?
Yeah.
That'd have been a great signing.
A good one for you.
30, 40 mil, that's easy.
Do you know why you guys didn't follow through with that? Was it just because...
I mean, it's not even Koulibaly. Why didn't we try to get any center back? Pau Torres is still out there. There's a couple good ones.
Yeah, because that's just your weakest point. I was talking to one of my other boys about City, and he said the defense it stands out. Everyone sees what's the Achilles heel for Man City,
especially when Kyle Walker is just not on it. When Kyle Walker isn't playing well, we're in trouble. You know what I mean? And last 2 games he has not played well. So
yeah. Well, enough for you guys. My team, 1-0.
Happy with the performance, Jay?
Define happy.
Were you impressed?
No, not impressed. Definitely not impressed. This type of ball I don't like. It's very much so just park the bus and a lot of try to counterattack, slow build up.
It wasn't really like that though against Liverpool.
Right, exactly. Which is crazy. Because it was the same exact lineup. I'm pretty sure put out.
Yep.
Which we talked about the previous episode. I was curious. I said, is Casemiro going to start? We always have these. They come in with the 60th minute, and you're like, nah, he's starting right away. There's no reason.
To. Yeah.
But this is why we ask these questions on these podcasts, because these things happen. McTominay started again. I'm guessing they're thinking, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So it worked last game. Let's do it again.
I don't think that's true though, because
go ahead.
Because real quick, is McTominay going to start over Casemiro on Thursday?
Hell nah.
All right then.
Absolutely not.
So okay. So what's that midfield 3 going to be on Thursday against Leicester? Because they won on the weekend. So
yeah. You said what is it going to be this weekend?
Yeah.
This
Thursday. Yeah.
It's going to be Bruno, Eriksson, and Casemiro.
Really?
Yes.
McTominay's dropped.
He's done
forever.
Come on, bro. This Thursday, Casemiro has played already. He's been in on the pitch in United Red. Why is McTominay starting again? Like at this point, it's
I don't want to ruin your dreams here, Jay, but I think they're going to go with Casemiro, McTominay, Bruno. I think they're going to drop Eriksson. I'm actually kind of down to bet on that one. I think that's going to happen on Thursday.
Bro. Like, I'm not betting on that because it just sounds too likely to happen.
Yeah,
that just like I can believe that.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Like, how is he? What is he doing? Like, how is he managing to get these spots in the starting?
Well, he's been crap forever, but I think he looked decent last game. I think he looked decent. So, maybe they're trying to get the best out of him.
Well, I mean, listen, as long as we get W's, we keep this up, I'm fine with it, But until I see that L or a goal given up by McTominay, it's going to be the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
But I was really, really impressed by Dalot.
Dalot was good.
And I want to say Dalot because the last 2 games for us, Dalot has been amazing. He's not a world-class player. Like, let's not sit here and overhype.
He should be your backup, right?
Right, exactly. Yes, he should be the backup. But I think Ten Hag's system is so good for players like him. It allows you to look, like you're better than what you are.
Yeah.
By simply doing the basics.
I also think that's because he's playing next to Varane.
Yes, yeah, taking a lot of pressure off of him.
Big part of it. Imagine playing next to Maguire, bro.
Do you feel safe?
Leader. Yeah, okay. He probably doesn't say one word to him the entire game. Varane probably knows Portuguese too.
Oh yeah. I think he does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just picking up on these things.
So how do you feel about Dalot? Because I know you weren't the biggest fan on him.
Bro, I remember last season I said Dalot should not play for Manchester United ever again. He clearly has something about him. The effort. He's an honest player. He's not great defensively, although he was good defensively yesterday. Puts a good cross in every now and then. I don't know. He's definitely not the problem. Much like De Gea last season, sure, you can have flaws, but you're not the biggest reason that Man U isn't where they're supposed to be. So I think Dalot, you just kind of leave him, you let him do his thing, try and keep him in this form. You don't really have a great backup. They don't want to play Wan-Bissaka, so to be honest, over the next 3 games, Dalot could score 3 own goals, and he probably still wouldn't be dropped if you think about it. So
yeah, I mean, we just need another right back though.
Another great thing, I was watching the game, Jay. I think that they're gonna put Alanga as a potential backup right back. I was watching the game. They made a couple subs. Alanga was playing basically right wing back.
Okay.
And it was really, really interesting because Elanga will do whatever the hell you want him to do.
Yes, exactly.
You know, he's a young player. He's hungry.
Yep.
I think that's a potential because he's not good enough to be, playing over a player that you maybe just got an hour ago, an Antony or Sancho or Rashford or Martial. I think you play that guy in a right back spot, Jay.
And he has value too.
Yeah.
He has not a lot of value, but he has something he can offer to a team. I like Elanga. He had a really good game against Liverpool.
I think so. A lot of people were 50-50 with him.
What do you mean? Just like in general, or like
Just
that
like
game?
he tried
Yeah, but he was creating. He was throwing chances in there
every now and then. Yeah.
The first goal, I think Jordon, him and Ericsson played a part,
Mhm.
whipped it in. So I give him some credit for that. He's doing things that we need. Like I don't care right now about if it's the greatest thing I'm seeing. If it's giving me results, if we're getting W's because of this, it matters to me. That's the start. So I think Ten Hag has people buying into his system right now. Looks like fans are buying into it. Hopefully the board gives him full control of what he wants to do with his lineups because McTominay shouldn't be starting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end that.
Is that the conspiracy? The board's picking McTominay?
Hell yeah, they are. They that's their poster boy. I don't know what they think Scott gonna be. He's not gonna be a Jordan Henderson. He's not gonna be a Steven Gerrard. He's not that guy. So cut it out. I'm done with it. All right. No more about Scott McTominay. Scott McTalentless. No, none of it.
Scott McTalentless.
He's
I've never
done.
heard that one. That's a good one.
But it's funny you mentioned Antony. We got him.
Yeah.
I believe like €100, something like that.
100 million euros. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is about 80 million pounds around Maguire territory.
So I've seen him some games of him, and he's very very flashy, flair, typical Brazilian type of player.
Typical Brazilian. A left-footed Neymar.
Right, I seen him on the left and right wing go back and forth sometimes, which I think is good because we got Sancho who can play on the right wing, who also can play on the left wing. So it's good to have players that can do both. Because right now we're seeing with United, we got a lot of injuries that are hitting us and plaguing us. Martial, unfortunately, came back against Liverpool, had a good game, got hurt in training, his Achilles.
Yeah, whatever.
Crazy, right?
Whatever.
But this is why you need players like Antony to come in, produce, hopefully, because that 100 million euros is crazy. That price tag is ridiculous. It seems like these players just keep upping it, going a little bit more. He has to produce.
He's gonna be the next Grealish, bro. Watch.
Stop, please don't say that, bro. I'm like, but what's getting me through is I told you I'm big on connections and having some type of foundation to go from and look at. He's coming to a team that's made up of predominantly right now Portuguese players or people of Portuguese descent who can speak Portuguese, Brazilians.
That's interesting. Yep.
That may play a huge part.
I see the connection, Jay.
No,
I see the connection.
Like real talk. I think that may make him feel at home a little bit. Him and Martinez wants to play for Ten Hag.
Yeah.
They've been very adamant about that.
Played for him last season. So
these are players that we need. I don't want Frankie who's 50-50. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Only thing I've heard from this guy is I want to come to United.
That's all you need? Yeah. No, I feel you.
I'm happy with it.
Quick question. Is this enough to make Ronaldo stay? Or has that decision already been made in the back seat, in the behind the scenes?
Cristiano's gone. He's gone for one. Two, the styles do not even complement each other at all. It's too selfish. You have a player who's very flashy, very flair, just like Ronaldo. I don't see them meshing well together at all, in my opinion. I think the reason why he works so well with Bale and Benzema is because they're both players who don't need the ball to be that amazing. I think Antony needs the ball to be pretty good and effective.
Interesting.
Which may be pretty bad for us,
Which kind of sounds like Sancho in a lot of ways. The Sancho is really a type of player. He needs to be on the ball. He makes a lot of good movement off the ball, but
right. And does Sancho play well with Ronaldo?
Not particularly.
Exactly. It's like he has his games, but then it's more so like it's just 50-50.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I think him. You know what? Interesting. Sancho on the left, Martial in the middle,
yes,
Antony on the right.
Bro,
it's a very interesting lineup.
So I was like, this is going to sound crazy to United fans, but the best front three is a front three that Ronaldo's not included in. I think Martial should be number
Yeah.
9. Sancho on the right.
I was saying he has to be on the left because
Left?
Anthony's going to be
Okay,
on the
so
right.
yeah, Sancho on the left, Antony on the right.
That would be scary if they're all healthy enough. They're all firing on all cylinders for sure.
Yeah. How do you feel? I didn't get your opinion. Do you think it's a solid move? Are you worried? Or do you think United is on the City's ass right now?
No, stop it. I mean, the real question is how many places do Man U finish higher up now versus before they got him?
This is the real question. Okay.
Barring ridiculous amount of injuries, I kind of had Man U maybe just inside the top 8 just because of how dysfunctional they were.
So, I mean, right now we're number 8. And this is but
whatever.
Whatever what? We beat Liverpool.
Okay, Liverpool's going to be ahead of you guys. So that brings you down to 9. Chelsea's going to be ahead of you guys. Are Chelsea ahead of you
What
right
do you
now?
mean? Ahead of us. Liverpool, we're in the same amount of games. We have more wins.
Yeah, I'm saying at the end of the season.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the season,
Okay.
Liverpool's going to be ahead. West Ham might be ahead of you guys. So yeah,
West Ham.
I think you guys. I think you guys now have a chance of getting 6th.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. We have a chance of getting top 4.
Jay.
No, listen, because
it's too early. You got to watch
clear,
a couple games with these guys.
It's clearly Man City right now and Arsenal, right? Liverpool's gonna be up there again.
So that's 3.
That's 3. It's only one I'm worried about is Tottenham. That's it. Who else?
You don't think Tottenham and Chelsea are both better than you? Clearly,
I think I'm not worried about Chelsea. They don't put any fear in my heart until they get their stuff together.
Jay,
until they fix their problems. Then we can talk. But Chelsea is not doing anything that threatens me, man.
We've seen Casemiro for 30 minutes, Jay. We haven't seen Antony yet. Like, this is ridiculous. We've seen 2 good games from Varane and Martinez partnership. So, like, bro, we've seen 45 minutes from Martial. I think it's ridiculous to say that you guys might get top 4 at this point. I think you have to give it 5 games, and then we'll analyze.
No. It's just not happening, bro.
All right, then Ten Hag's the best manager on the planet. Ten Hag is the best manager on the planet if you guys get top 4.
Oh, okay. So I like that. If we get top 4, is that a success for Man U and Ten Hag?
100,000%.
Okay. It's doable, bro. It's very much so doable. We're gonna come back to this.
It's only doable if other teams choke. Imagine Tottenham not getting top 4.
You acting like the Spurs aren't the Clippers of football, bro. This is what they do. They choke.
I know, but look how much money
I
they
told
spent.
y'all last year that Arsenal was gonna choke. What they do, they choke. It happens.
Yeah. I think
and the
crazy.
way it's panning out. I mean, panning out for us. It's looking like United, bro. We got this. We're on our way back. I'm just telling you.
After 2 games, you know what? Let's move on. This is ridiculous.
No, we're gonna stay.
I'm gonna tell. No. I'm gonna tell you one team. You know, you just mentioned that Liverpool probably gonna get top 3, top 4. Liverpool just scored 9 goals in 1 game. That's more than Rashford's gonna score this entire season. That's more than Antony's probably gonna score this entire season. That's more than Martial's probably going to play this entire season. Martial only played 9 games. This is ridiculous. But did you watch that game? I just saw the highlights, and obviously all the highlights were just all the goals.
I wasn't watching that blowout against Bournemouth, but 9-0, very much so a victory that they needed after the last couple of weeks with them.
Yeah, does this sort of like build some more confidence? Because when goals go in, strikers feel a certain type of way. They get more confident, and even though it's against a bad opposition, you saw how much they were celebrating the goals. Like personally, after 6 or 7, I probably wouldn't have celebrated. Like they're celebrating like it's crazy. Like oh my, it's Bournemouth.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but when you're scoring goals, bro, 9-0.
Okay, what if they got 15 goals? Would they be celebrating the 15th goal?
Probably so. Yeah, it's a record. Like,
I mean, maybe. I mean, let's be honest. You let 9 in, you shouldn't be in the Premier League, and we all know Bournemouth shouldn't be in the Premier League. However, does this spark some sort of comeback in Liverpool? Do we see over the next few weeks that they start to climb the table, or is it just They're still got injuries. They're still in disarray. Was this what they really, really needed?
Well, obviously, it's what they needed. Like, a L isn't going to be good.
Well, I know, but when I say needed, I'm like,
right, exactly.
you know.
But I think what's the real question is, was this going to spark something for Salah? Because within these,
I don't even think he scored.
Exactly, within these 9 goals, he didn't score or he didn't have an assist.
Selfish player.
I think that's huge and that's very telling. Because yes, they won 9-0, and that's huge for them. You know, it's a victory they needed. But I think one of the main reasons why Liverpool hasn't been as effective this season compared to like last season, Salah hasn't been a main threat.
Yeah.
And everyone's curious as to why. What's the reason why? 9-0 and you had no play, and you're a forward, bro. You're not a midfielder. You're a forward. So all you do is shoot and basically pass in the last,
He doesn't pass. He doesn't pass. Interesting point you're making, Jay. I've been watching basically all the Liverpool games except for that one. They always play through Diaz on the left side. They very rarely play through Salah. Very, very, because think about it. When they're playing on the right side, they're playing through Trent, not Salah.
Okay.
Salah's just kind of sitting there hoping something happens. Trent's the guy who's sort of orchestrating on the right. Diaz is the guy orchestrating on the left. We talked about, is Mane the biggest miss of the century? Regardless of how many goals they score, regardless of even if Salah scored, I don't think it means much. I still think that the problems that they had before that game still exist. And they, whether it's the injuries or the lack of cohesion, sort of laziness and complacency, especially from the back.
So give me your number one. Because we talked about a few of them, but give me your number one. What's the reason why Liverpool are struggling?
I don't know. What's the word? Exhaustion from the previous season? I think that's it, Jay. Imagine having 4 trophies on your plate and only ending up with the worst 2. It's tough. After all that, you're 2 games away from history. Like how are you going to go into next season?
I still go with they need a creative midfielder.
Yeah.
And Klopp just came out and said that they're going to go after a midfielder.
So who gets Tielemans? Is it because Arsenal's basically, we've all known that Arsenal's basically going to get him. The personal sort of contract was agreed.
Yeah.
Personal terms were agreed with Arsenal. Liverpool at least would try in 30, 35 mil. Throw it at him.
100%. I agree. Will they do it, though? Do you think so?
Well, would Arsenal come over the top and would this start being a bidding war towards the end?
Oh. Yeah, and
then Leicester win. Leicester win that one.
No, facts, they would. I don't know.
Who gets him? Who gets him?
If it's a bidding war, I think Arsenal takes it.
I agree.
They just have a lot to bargain with right now. They're looking good. The youth system over there is just next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a no-brainer,
Okay. Fair enough. I think Tielemans is going to go for Arsenal as well.
Okay.
We've you know what? Let me quickly take a look at the standings here. After
4 weeks in?
Yeah, 4 weeks in.
Hey.
And a couple of things I'm just going to point out. That top 3 of Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, pretty much expected. Brighton, remember Brighton started really, really well last season
every
as
year.
well.
Yeah, they do this every year.
Do I think they're going to drop off? Yes. Do I think they're going to drop off as much? Absolutely not. I think Brighton are a really, really good shout for top 6. I really, really do. Chelsea, I think they're pretty much the same. Newcastle, will this be? I think Isak's probably going to play in the week.
Yeah, exactly.
First game
against Liverpool, right?
Against Liverpool,
which is going to be a huge one.
Yeah, let's talk about that because obviously
their defense is weak.
Yeah. Oh my God, he might go crazy.
Is he?
Are we predicting hat trick first game?
No.
Van Dijk's probably gonna bully him a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, kind of how he did Holland when they played in the Community Shield.
I don't remember that.
No, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
I like that.
Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace only 4 points, but they played really, really well this season.
They're scrappy, bro. I can't stand CP. They
you know
make
what?
me so sick watching them play
I love them,
football.
bro. They're like a basketball team, bro.
Yeah,
They just go
yeah, exactly what I'm
nonstop,
saying, bro.
just up and down.
They are savages, bro. I don't like Zaha. Like, you just know. Like,
Yeah.
but they've been balling. I gotta give it to them.
They're dirty, but bro, Patrick Vieira, he has proven me wrong, bro. I thought they were going to potentially get relegated last season. This season, if they can get in that top 10, it's a W.
Okay.
It's a W. Villa, West Ham, really at the bottom. Everton, Wolves, Leicester City.
So this is where it gets interesting. The bottom half, bro. We have teams that are there that should not be there.
That we think would maybe push for Europa League.
Yeah. Leicester is crazy. I feel like they're going to turn it around.
They have way too much talent on that team
Exactly.
to get relegated.
Yep.
But
James Maddison, does he stay with them or should he look to move elsewhere? Because he
he's
was a very prized midfielder at one time. Him and Grealish were kind of going back and forth.
You can get 40 mil easy for Maddison.
Ooh,
easy for Maddison.
Who does that though? Who's spending 40 mil for Maddison?
Liverpool, right?
Hey, LFC, he's giving y'all a free play. Take him.
Interesting play, right?
I kind of like that.
Maybe Tielemans goes to Arsenal, but then you get Maddison. Imagine Maddison, bro, just because he really, really creative player.
Yeah.
Also a goal scorer as well. Yeah, bro. Leicester have just been off it. Vardy. This kind of looks like his peak's been hit.
Yeah, he's done. Not done, but the best of it.
Honestly, if I were Leicester, I'd probably try and sell Vardy actually because you still have Iniacho, who was a top goal scorer last season, if I'm not mistaken. And you have Patson Daka, who doesn't get a lot of game time. Who they got last year, another great young forward. I don't think they need Vardy anymore, bro. I think you scratch this whole team. Tielemans, Maddison, Ndidi, Vardy. I think you sell them, you get as much money, 150 or so mil, and you just rebuild. You're not going to get relegated.
Yeah. Let me ask you
They
this.
still have Harvey Barnes. They still have a couple players. Yeah, you scrap. You're about to get 75 mil for Fofana. Like, take all that money and rebuild. Get rid of Brendan Rodgers as well and just rebuild.
Ooh, think he's done there.
I think he's done there. I don't think he's the problem. I don't
Right.
think he's the issue. I think sometimes you've hit the wall. Both got to go separate ways.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, they haven't really got anything out of their relationship at all. Speaking of Leicester, though, yeah, Leicester, West Ham, Villa.
Yeah.
These three teams right now are in contention to be relegated.
At the moment, yeah.
Right.
After four
It's
games.
early. It's early. It's very early, everybody. We know this, 4 weeks in, but these are conversations that need to be had. How do you think it's going to play out? Who's going down?
Everton in there as well?
Today, if this was relegation day, who's going down?
Am I naming three teams or am I naming out of those?
Out of those three.
Out of those, Villa has so much talent. West Ham just bought another player. West Ham's safe. Villa's safe. Like I said, I think if Leicester just scratch everything and try and rebuild, there's a potential for them to go down.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Potential.
I wasn't expecting that one. I thought you were going to say West Ham, honestly.
No, they just got, 6th or 7th last year?
Yeah.
No way.
Just been struggling towards the beginning of this season, but
They have way too many good players as well.
yeah.
Skamaka, Antonio, Bryce.
I think it's going to gel together for them.
They're going to be a top 10 team for sure. I'm a little worried with Villa because, again, so much talent. So much talent, bro. It's early. These teams are going to flip-flop, I don't see Bournemouth being 17th. I see them being 20th, Fulham at 11th, I see them going down.
Fulham's going to slow down. They're having a nice little run right now, but they'll...
Leeds, they're in 5th. It's like, it's not going to last. It's not going to last with all these teams.
Look at Leeds. They were struggling last season.
I hated Leeds, bro. I wanted them to go down so bad. So bad.
Oh, man.
Wait, I'm done looking at this table. Until we're first, I'm not looking at the table anymore. Look at this. Who are these guys? Arsenal?
Bro, hot.
They haven't played anybody, though, to be honest.
Good question. Odegaard. Is he making a case?
No.
Listen
He's
to
not.
me.
He's
to
not.
me. Is he making a case for best player in the Premier League.
Shut up.
Look what he's doing. I'm
After
sorry.
4 games.
Look what he's doing. He's a captain who's also creating and scoring goals, bringing a team back from the dead.
You're pissing me off, Jay.
I'm just saying,
They
bro.
played Crystal Palace.
Narratives. The story speaks for itself. He is a phenomenal player, and he's young.
Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Leicester City.
Okay.
We just talked about them being last. Bournemouth. Fulham.
So we're gonna.
These are some of the worst performing teams at the moment.
It's who's in front of him though. Is he not?
I know.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, let's see them play a Brighton. Let's see them play a Tottenham. Let's see them play these games first, Jay.
Okay.
We're going great. Listen, I think Arsenal, they're a great watch. Let's relax on Arsenal, bro.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Everyone, like Odegaard. Oh, he scored a couple goals. Great. He's a very good player. I said this last season.
You did call it. I mean, he's been a prodigy since he,
he's a good player.
Pitch, but
30 mil, it's a great buy. Like, I get it, but like,
let's calm down.
Let's relax, bro.
All right.
They're playing Villa next, another somewhat easy game, and then they go to you guys. That'll be a great test. If they beat you guys convincingly, now let's
it
talking.
depends who's starting for us.
No, we're not doing that.
If you got Maguire and Luke Shaw out there.
What you mean? England's finest.
Like, come on, man.
Oh, man. Anything else, Jay, for episode 35?
No, man. It's good to be on a 2-game, winning streak. I haven't felt like, this positive in a while.
It's
so
been like 8 months, right?
Yeah. It's been a while, bro. Like, man, I don't know how to feel. Like, what do I do? What do winners do? What do you do when you?
Oh, we don't do anything special. Since we're always winning, we're just it's just the same thing every week.
Fuck you too.
And with that, that will be the end of episode 35 of the Best of Rivals podcast. You can find us on socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at the Best of Rivals. And you can find this video version of the podcast on YouTube at the Best of Rivals podcast. And then you can find the audio version of this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the Best of Rivals podcast. For myself, for Jay, we are out.